Hi there, hello, good evening, and welcome back to the Immersive Realms. It is me, Matt with Power, aka Chef, aka Matt, and you are watching our Friday night game, The Shadows We Fear, here live on Immersive Realms. I hope we are all doing fucking fantastic this evening. If you're not, fuck your ideas up, sunshine. We're in for a D&D game. Before we jump into, though, as per usual, we have our usual players, our lovely gang of gaggle of geese. Say hello to my... hi, guys.
Hi guys.
Hello. Shut the fuck up, Andrew, you ill bastard.
Can we go from the top?
No, we're good. I'm just going to roll with this one now, I know it's fine. But Andy, before we jump into tonight's episode, do we have any announcements? Please, for the love of Christ!
We have a new subscription from myself and yourself, Matt. So thank you very much for subscribing once more. Make sure you head over to the YouTube channel because there will be content coming to that very, very soon. And also, please go to the linktree and your Discord links, Mr. Community Manager. If you can go to there, you will find our socials, our places that we hang out. Come join us. We've got more content on the way, which we'll be announcing probably pretty soon. But otherwise, just remember that this is bi-weekly now, so you would need to tune in 2 weeks' time at 7:30 p.m. Friday for the next episode. But otherwise, I think I'll pass it back to you. Thank you, dear.
Thank you very much. No, thank you, player. So, with all that out the way and done with, let us just jump straight into it, to tonight's episode of The Shadows We Fear. So, last we left off, our party had made it to the portside city of Brazenfort. Not too sure what was coming next, be it an invasion from the sea, or a showdown with the final say. Their destiny was not set too clear for them. However, they made it to the Beacon's Blessing, had some drinks, dropped off their newfound friend, and Gend Autumn Smile, the undead bard player of some description. And you had for a couple more days, just a bit of a chilled out time. Nothing of real significant note happened until Falcoris decided he needed to go ask the Raven Queen for some more information, and he had some visions, some odd visions that left him perplexed, worried, and fearful. Visions of a large creature, 6-legged, impossibly large, and a beast of an entity. You relayed this to your party, but you had more important things to do as well. Maybe not more important, but on par important, as you had to go meet the Grand Admiral. You had been summoned. You met on the ship called the Chiron's Bane, almost the capital flagship of Lorenthal, Grand Admiral Flint, who was initially reluctant to really help with the Aurea situation, in the sense he fears more the invading army that comes from the sea. But this vision from the Raven Queen, you pushed forward for Falcoris, making the point known that this is the issue. This invasion can come, but if there's nothing left to invade, you're all in trouble. It was agreed then that the Intrepid and the Chiron's Bane would set sail towards Aurea, even though Flint advised against this. That you would take the Intrepid, the Chiron's Bane would basically bodyguard you all the way to Aurea, and then once it effectively dropped you off, it would then go forward and help the rest of the Armada go meet this invading force, which has made Oceanfall somewhere in the Cardardian Ocean. You went to bed aboard the Intrepid using a magical tent to still find rest and get refreshed. However, some of you had some very, very weird dreams. The gods themselves calling up from the heavens, from wounds in the sky, between fallen angels and blood that fell. The gods themselves asking you for help. Lavender had a lovely dream about meeting a metal stag, which is pretty nice. And Elleril didn't dream at all, apart from any normal dreams that he may dream in his elven trance. And that, my dear friends, is where we left off. The wind blows through the portside city of Brazenfort hard and fast, carried on through the wet weather front that looms overhead. The sails of the eager ships are furled up in anticipation, waiting to be released to catch the wind, like a race dog waiting to see and chase the rabbit. The Chiron's Bane sits moored out in the protected waters, shielded by the walls of Brazenfort, loosely rocking back and forth as the rain, wind, and waves move it. Across the water, at the nearby docks, the Intrepid is a flurry of activity. as the ship's crew get ready for the voyage across the Great Cardardian Ocean. Last-minute ship repairs, stocking up, and essentials are being dragged aboard under the watchful eye of the first mate Ivanesh, who now and again shows off feats of strength, lifting larger objects by himself when no one else is free to do so or able to do so. On the top of the deck, Captain Silnat Gardardio, her voice now and again will bark out orders to the crew below. All this commotion goes on around you, as you sleep soundly inside your protected magical tent, one by one though, waking up, as your body clocks tell you to do so. As you step outside from your night's varying dreams, some of the notes of which sit in the forefront of your brains, you all do wake up feeling refreshed with a new day. Even inside your protected tent, the sea air is spilling inside. But perhaps some of you aren't quite as refreshed as you'd like. What would you like to do this morning?
We're still on, so we're on the ship. We slept in a tent last night. From what I last remember, I was practicing anyway, so I'll just go out onto the ship and gaze into like the sea, somewhere I've never really been.
Yeah, it's a new adventure for you. The wide ocean. You sort of look out to the water beneath you initially, where the ship's immediately at, and you can see. If you peer hard enough, you feel you can see the bottom. It's not too deep here whatsoever. It's when you look past it. You look past the docks, past the Chiron's Bane, past the circling defensive walls of the one exit and entrance in, and you just see nothing but dark grey ocean with large waves, white crests tipping the top of them. And how does that make you feel, Azraelian, seeing the ocean and knowing that you're going to newfound territories for you?
I would probably say that it is strange, because I'm used to the greenery. I'm used to being in the dark and the muddy, rather than the clean and the crashing of the waves. Can I roll a check to see if I am seasick?
Certainly. Can I get you to make a Constitution saving for me, please, if you're willing to this?
This is one thing I've not done, and I've not been on a boat. That is a 15.
15. You feel fine for now. The ship isn't moving. You can tell yourself it's almost like being on land right now. You're not getting rocked too hard as the ropes that moor it to the dock aren't giving it too much wiggle room, but you don't feel sea legs or that pit in your stomach and the looseness of last night's dinner messing with you at all.
Okay.
You wonder how you fare, though, when you get and hit those large waves you see out there. When the wind rushes through and the rain hammers down hard, mixing fresh with salt water. You wonder then how you might fare.
Yeah. No, that's fine. And I think I'll probably just wait and just watch the waves.
Not a problem at all.
After the dream that I had, I never had the same dream with the sky being ripped open, did it or not? I had the one
your one, if we remember, was basically you went to go find the Wild Mother's tree. You saw that Celestial was cut basically at the base, just a stump, and this figure, this like again Spriggan figure, grabbed you, yelling "Help me!" as it burned in front of your eyes.
Yeah, I'll probably just think of that and just channel whatever emotion I have into whatever could have potentially have done that, and just wait my time.
It's a thought that you keep coming across. What could have done that? Obviously, no monsters that you know could have done something like that. Fell a god tree. It's there's a lot of question marks and great unknowns around it that weigh heavy on your mind. Especially that last image that you have in your head of that face of the Spriggan right against yours as it set itself on fire. Or not set itself on fire, but was set on fire in front of you as it held on to you for dear life, yelling, "Help me." That weighs heavy in the mind. That pays a tax.
Yeah. And I'll probably just wait for the rest of my party members to turn up.
I'll say one by one then. You guys all begin to make your way up to the top deck. Seeing the... It is raining, by the way. I haven't just got the raining music on, I know, but it is raining, by the way. Imagine it just now in your own little brains, whilst I get the actual rain sound effect pulled up. Yeah, is there anything you guys would like to do or say whilst we're having this morning?
Before Elro goes up, I'd actually like to take the memory stone.
Yes, the new one, yeah, that you acquired from the body.
Yeah. He wants to just focus on it, or wiping it, and then store his own memory inside it.
Okay.
I'll DM you which that is.
Thank you very much. You, one last time, see the face of the two hugging. These two strangers. One you've unfortunately met dead in the road, but the second figure, the man, embracing her. And maybe with a bit of a heavy heart and a slight twang of guilt, you remove this memory forever and replace it with your own instead. The guilt washes away, though, as I suddenly receive the message. No, you're typing away there. But as you wash away the stone, making it blank, and then replace it instead with your own memories, and you feel the emotions of, well, however you might feel it in this moment. Let me just quickly read this. You feel those emotions bubble to the surface, and whilst it's a predominantly good memory, it then twists and turns in other ways with all the other emotions of leaving, not sure when you're coming back, if you're coming back. It's hard, but you keep your emotions in check personally, swallow down whatever lump may be in your throat, if there is one, and get yourself ready for the day ahead, and the voyage ahead as well, title drop. And what needs to come.
After that, we'll just tuck it into close to his heart and head on up.
Fantastic. You head on up and you see Azraelion standing in the rain. Adar is sort of between his legs right now, trying to hide from the rain as best she can, using her dad's body as some sort of rain cover, a shelter. She is soaked already, though, the poor little thing. But you see Azraelion just staring off into the distance, the ocean before you.
Find comfort in the rain.
Normally I'm sheltered by the trees and all of the branches, but this is a new experience, being on the water and fully exposed to the rain.
There'll be it's the wind you've got to worry about.
I had a dream last night that the Wire Mother's tree was cut down.
Do you feel responsible for the tree?
I feel like there was nothing I could have prevented it from happening. Nothing I could have done could have prevented it from happening. I'm not too sure if it has already happened or if it is a sign of things to come, but I do believe that I am powerless against it.
Then I think we just have to make sure that the things that we can prevent, we do.
That is why I spent the majority of the night sharpening my blades and harnessing my skills, so when we do arrive in Aurea, I can take whoever's head.
I'm sure if there was an attack on the Green Gorge, we'd know about it by now.
And that is... we will just need to wait and see. What about you? Did you have any interesting dreams?
Nope.
Nothing.
Good sleep for a change.
Have you spoken to any of the others? Are they awake?
No, I've not seen them come up yet.
Falcoris did tell us that of what he saw with the Raven Queen and his vision when he was trained. Yeah. I don't know if it is all linked. I'm not too sure if it is a sign to come or if it's something that's already happened. Have you been to Aurea before?
No. There's no need to. I was quite young when I left. Father's plan for me was to be a diplomat between Tyrier and here, so I mainly spent any travelling when I was younger in Tyrier.
And now look at you. You're traveling all over here. With me. With this party. The Twilight Company.
Wouldn't have any other way.
I was very much a lone wolf. I preferred to go by my own and do my own thing. Take a monster's head, get some coin, move on to the next town, kill a monster, and rinse and repeat. But I've finally felt welcome when it comes to the Twilight Company.
I know how you feel.
I want to say thank you.
Thank you. I am, in my line of work, having a large party often got you killed.
That is why I prefer to work alone. And then I had her to look after, as he gestures towards Adar. It has not been easy to train her. She's young, she's disobedient at times, she's very playful. It can be hard to kill a monster and make sure that nothing happens to her.
Elleril just kneeled down to Adar, and minor illusion, just a cloud of butterflies.
Oh, Adar goes fucking nuts for that. She immediately forgets the bad feeling of the heavy rain falling across her fur coat, and is doing that big paws that are too big for her legs sort of thing, jumping up and back and trying to clap these illusionary butterflies. As you two talk.
You're not doing me any favors here, Elleril.
She's young. And I think in times like these, it's always important to value the little moments of clarity and peace. Plus, it's teaching her how to hunt.
Yes, that is true. Small winged creatures. Much like my beloved. Anyway. Oh fuck, I lost my train of thought. Shit.
Beloved's just that strong. Got the horn. Yep.
Yeah. I forgot, I lost my train of thought. Oh, that's what it was, yeah. I don't fear for my death. I go into every contract that I take knowing that my life is on the line. What I do fear for, however, is Adar. What happens if I go? Who will look after her? I mean, Taylor is... Taylor, whoops. Doxed!
Cut the cameras! Cut the cameras!
Lavender, she is in the same situation as I. And if I don't make it out alive, then perhaps she will be able to look after Adar. But in the worst case situation, who will look after me when if Adar goes first?
We're all in this together. And Adar's one of us.
Let us go out here and win.
Of course. Just know if...
go back to... Yeah. No, sorry. I was going
to... As long as I'm still breathing. The Twilight Company is a family for me. I'll do what I can to make sure whoever's here is protected in some way.
I appreciate that, and as long as you are still standing and fighting by my side, I will do everything in my power to make sure that you are protected. That goes for everyone in the Twilight Company. No more you. You're my king.
I don't need I don't need any special treatment as well. I'll be enough of that.
I know you don't need any special treatment. But as that conversation starts to dwindle, I'll go back to my intense brooding look and stare out into the sea.
Fair enough. The rest of you, I'd say, like Falcoris, Watch, and Lavender, you guys all do the similar things. Wake up, get ready for the day, and come up and see the rain.
Falcoris probably been up a little bit earlier, and he'll be going to the captain and asking for orders. Essentially, he'll be helping with the ship, just getting the masts ready, getting the sails sorted, all this kind of stuff. Like he'll be proper hands on deck.
Yeah, and that's basically it. Right? There's nothing specific that needs done urgently. Like she seems to have basically most of it tied up just now. Pardon the pun. It's more this like the loose ends. And just make sure everything's like ship shape and ready to go. Like everything is tied away neatly. All the ropes aren't just a mess. They're in neat coils. Just getting the ship ready to actually set off. The last minute supplies getting strapped into the various holds so they don't roll around in rough weather. You know, the final preparations of a journey like this. Wash and Lavender, is there anything you like to do in this moment whilst we have the early morning?
Just when
Why'd
I
you
feel like
ban them?
Wash would be a late riser in this instance.
Yeah.
You know, God of War and all that. Sitting there and saying help. He's like, what the fuck? But
It weighs.
he'll get up and he'll kind of mindlessly sort of tend to his weapons, just waiting around, really not sure what to do, not been on a ship much. I think Imol's Hamlet is landlocked.
It is very much landlocked, yep.
Yeah, so it's like, I don't want to touch anything that'll break it. See what'll break something otherwise. But whenever Lavender gets up, kind of lets her, you know, like wake the fuck up, essentially.
Yeah.
And then just at one point just goes over to her. Could I ask you a favor if, you know, we end up not dying in this horrible wasteland?
Sure.
Could you teach me how to hunt? You know, use a bow and arrow, like, properly? Not just the... I mean, I know how to use bow and arrow, but it's not... It's for war. It's very brutal. Doesn't really have any respect. But, I don't know, the way you use a bow and arrow is just... It's got a kind of thralling kind of grace. I think it's very calculated, and it's just... It looks a lot better than the very brutalistic teachings of a crazy old woman in the woods. So, you know, only if we live, and you don't have to, obviously, teach me if you don't want to.
Sure.
Cool. Alright. Thanks. Yep.
I'm picturing, I don't know why how the way the interaction happened. I'm picturing Lavender sort of sitting at the table, sort of thing. Wash walking up with whole, excuse me, sort of thing. Like doing that thing where he's like, with his legs like doing that, like awkward.
Brownie's just in the corner, like, oh my god.
And he's just gonna go back to his tending his weapon mindlessly.
And you all do your respective morning rituals, staring off in the distance, tending to your weapon, whatever the case may be, tying down some rigging and rope, getting ready for the day ahead. As you are all just sort of minding your own businesses and that sort of stuff, those on the top deck, or if at some point if all of you sort of gravitate towards the top eventually, you do see that from the Chiron's Bane, beg your pardon, sorry, a small rowboat leaves and comes down towards the docks. And you see Admiral Flint, along with some entourage of armed gentlemen, escort him towards the Intrepid. And as he sort of comes towards, you can see that the captain, your captain, Captain Gardido, sort of looks over the edge. Captain, my captain, looks over the edge and beckons him on board welcomely. He walks the gangplank without saying a single word, and again, you can see the impressive figure, the smashed up left side of his face, where apparently he took a cannonball to at one time. And he goes to the captain, and they seem to go into her office space and exchange some words. The door is open, but they're not speaking loud for obvious reasons. Is anyone going to try and eavesdrop, just so I know if people are trying to sneak in or anything like that, or?
Of course, with a good fucking perception, probably would listen in.
Yep. Make a perception check for me then, please.
You know me, I'm always trying to eavesdrop.
Make a perception check then for me, please, if you want to get your peepers involved.
That's 29.
Rogues.
29? Fucking hell, okay. Anna? Oh, sorry, Wash? We're doxing everyone.
Because I never get a fucking... I never get a good perception, no matter what character I play.
It's the doomed roll.
I got 15.
15.
Yeah.
You pick out key words here and there, potentially, but Falcoros, you get the general conversation. We don't go into the roleplay of it, but you basically feel... Actually, can I get you to make, with the 29, an insight check now of how... Well, just make an insight check, please.
Yes, sir. Insight. Oh, it's 1 + 6. Not bad. Not a great roll, though. That is a 12.
12. You get the feeling from this conversation that Admiral Flint is not holding back, even with 12. His voice tells you that he's got reservations about going with this new captain that he knows nothing about, going on an exceptionally dangerous mission. The way he's conducting this conversation, it's very much the case of, I don't trust you, I don't know you. If we're going to work together, you need to follow my orders as Admiral, and then maybe we'll get along, sort of thing. Whereas in return, your captain seems very eager to... You're not too sure, either prove himself or prove him wrong. You don't know which angle she's going for here, but it's trying to prove something to somebody. But the gist of the conversation, basically, is it'll take just, if all goes well, and there's not too many delays. Delays are to be expected because it's the open ocean. Something will happen at some point, be it weather or something akin to that. Should take just under 14 days to reach Alria. 2 weeks of sailing, potentially.
Okay.
The Intrepid will lead the charge, being the quicker and the smaller of the two boats. Interesting enough, though, what makes you furrow your brow is he does say that the way that Chiron's Bane operates, as large as it is, it goes covertly and stealthily. It will not be seen. But the Intrepid will not be alone at any point. The ship might be behind, or not in the immediate vicinity, but the Chiron's Bane will be with you.
For the full journey, or just...
For the full journey. Until you get to Alria, is when the Chiron's Bane will reveal itself again, unless there's an emergency. The Chiron's Bane will stay hidden. At that point, then, the conversation sort of comes to a close. You can, as you sort of watch, and maybe Elril, you can see as well, again, Elril, you got like key phrases from this conversation. You do, though, watch as the conversation comes to an end, and Captain Gardido holds out the hand first. Admiral Flint looks down at it, and after only a second or two pause, but a pause that's noticeable, he grabs the hand and shakes it firmly before leaving the ship, going down the gangway and back to his own boat.
Of course, probably not right then, but at some point we'll want to talk to the captain and catch up with her. Mm-hmm. Knowing that obviously she has obviously shared her carry herself.
Yeah.
Probably catch her in a moment. So whenever you feel like that's necessary, then fair enough.
We can just have the scene right now, because apart from this, we're about to get ready. So yeah.
Well,
She sort of sees you coming into, like, trying to catch you in her office, or just, like...
it wouldn't be
wherever
right
she's
in that
something.
moment. It'd probably be like
So yeah.
a bit later on, but I would probably catch her whenever she's like kind of free, essentially, and just be like, "Listen, people here have egos. He's obviously one of them. Being admiral, we will do what we can to follow his letter. That's fine. But you know it, and I know it as well. When you're on that battlefield, sometimes you just need to the fuck was that? Sometimes you just need to bend the rules, find ways through. Whatever you think is necessary for your ship, you do."
I had no intention of doing anything about that. This is my ship. The lives of my crew are on my ship, not on his.
Perfect.
So if it's my survival over his, I'm sorry, but I'll pick myself and my crew.
And if we get through all of this, and somehow it all falls back to this, and he tries to put the flame on you, pass it and be. As if I'll make it through, that is. Put it on me if I'm dead anyway. Tell him the defender of the throne, Captain Falcora Silverin, told you to do different, and I wouldn't let up. I'll take
There's
the
too many
admiral.
fucking captains these days.
Oh, tell me about it. To be fair, I'm not really even a captain anymore, but never mind.
Fair. Well, I'll take you up on that one. But I'm sure we'll be okay.
I trust
I
in
don't
you.
know these waters too well, so I don't know what to find out there, but we'll find out the hard way.
I trust in you.
I'm going to say if we survived the Shadowfell and sailed that for decades, I'm sure I can survive your oceans. It's fine.
That's fair. I look forward to it.
Maybe one day I'll take you back to my oceans. You can see the hell pits that is.
Quite honestly with you, I'll see when this is all done, I'm going back to inland and just farming and keep my own. I'm done with this.
You sure you don't want to sail the maelstrom?
Nah, I think I'll pass.
Suit yourself. But you better say whatever you need to do, or do whatever you need to do, sorry, because we're going to set off in but minutes.
You tell me the orders. I'm here on your ship.
Alright, now the orders just fucking relax before we set off.
Message received, ma'am. And you'll go off and he'll stay under deck, stay out of the rain, and he'll put his feet up at a table or
Yeah.
something and just chat with the crew or chat with anybody else and just let the night take away take it away until we're off.
Yep. You see at one point, after basically you have that conversation with her, she immediately then goes to find Ivanesh, her first mate. Again, the big towering, 6.5 foot tall, burly, muscled, Herculean figure of a drow, or a Shadokai, sorry. She pulls him aside, and they basically stand at the top where the wheel is, in the wheelhouse, and you see they sort of exchange a little private moment where they put each other's hands on the opposite one's shoulder, put their foreheads together, and just seem to say a little prayer in their native tongue. Before then, they part ways and immediately go back to work. There is a point when she gives out a signal, and a signal bell is rung on the Intrepid. And within but a minute or two, one of the dockmasters runs up with a clipboard and paper in hand with a little leather sheet protecting it from the rain. And he approaches the captain and gives it to her, and she's looking over this, and you can see even Ivanesh, her first mate, also looks over and goes, what the fuck is this sort of thing, not knowing the common practice in this plane. One of the common crew members go, it's just to sign off that we've got the right goods, that we've got what we asked for, and we'll leave you on scheduled time. It's just formalities. So many fucking formalities in this land, it's strange. And she gives her signature on both pieces of paper. The dockmaster gives a thank you, blesses the ship in Dwarvish, and then takes his leave. At that point then, all the ropes that are mooring you to the dock are removed, and the sail is dropped immediately. And in the stormy, rainy weather, the sail immediately goes from being loose to catching the wind. Slowly the anchor is raised, and then slowly again you guys have been drifting out through the port, through the docks. You pass by the, what do you call it, the Chiron's Bay, And as you pass by, you being the Intrepid, rings off a signal bell. Chiron's Bane rings a couple back, obviously speaking whatever naval language that fucking bells are. I don't know shit. And then the Chiron's Bane also begins to drop sail and raise anchor. The ship being as large, hulking and huge as she is, she takes a minute to catch the wind and get momentum like you guys have. So naturally, you guys hit the open ocean first. And there is that immediate, when you've been in this little sheltered position where the wall keeps the waters calm, there's almost like a wall of water that meets you. And the second you pass through that threshold, you feel the ship rise up and go down and rise up and go down. And that'll be the rhythm that you now follow for potentially 2 weeks. This up and down motion. Already, the rain that falls from the sky meets with the salt water that gets broken up from the waves. And sea life begins. As workers make sure the sails are set. Now that you go outside the port, you then drop, or the wall, sorry, you raise the other sail, because you only have 2 on the Intrepid, and catch more wind. And slowly, relatively speaking, you creep out into the open ocean. The Chiron's Bane following suit, again dragging behind you, effectively. In this moment, is there anything anybody else would like to do as you leave Brazenfort and Lorenthal?
Falcoris would probably go, I presume there is a crow's nest.
There easily is, yep.
Falcoris will climb the crow's nest and will use his perception to look out for any sort of invasion that he can see coming in the way.
In the crow's nest, you can see there's like a couple of, basically in the crow's nest itself, it's a solid wooden circle that goes around you with a ladder that goes in the hatch at the bottom, and there's 2 waterproof leather pouches where inside you'll find one in each a spyglass, so you can sort of look out and peer through the distance. There's also a lantern in there as well, just so at night you can have a little bit of illumination. Make a perception check for me, please, with advantage with the spyglass.
Nice. That would be a 27.
27. In the immediate, you don't see anything untoward. You see a couple of ships that are coming in, more like trading vessels and that sort of stuff, but nothing that catches your alert as being untoward or worth a worry.
Just as a kind of note then, Falcoris would probably spend a lot of his time up here peering out, probably become the watchman essentially. So just as a note, obviously if Captain wants me to do anything, or if there's anything needing done, Falcoris will come down and help. But when there's quiet time and when there's like time that he can go and do it, he'll climb up there and just chill up there and just watch.
Yeah. No problem. There is like little, the guess where I work says tarpaulin shelter sort of thing that during like especially with the heavy rain, beg your pardon, so you can sort of cover over the crow's nest and keep yourself dry, and then now and again also you peel it back, look outside and cover yourself back over again. Try and keep the worst of the weather off you. Within an hour or so, you guys have made it clear. You can still see in the distance, a few miles away, obviously, Lorenthal. You can't really see the details of Brazenfort, but you can see the landmass, the huge mountains in the background where you, so long ago, but not so long ago at the same time, fought off the Thunderbrand warriors and rescued the Eternal. You can see the mountain range broken up, and in the distance you can see the Chiron's Bane. And you guys hear a bell ring from the Bane. And as you sort of just turn your attention to look towards it, the rest of the crew follow suit, including the captain. You can see that you all look back towards Chiron's Bane, and there's nothing untoward about it. Not too sure why it's rang this bell. But then you do see a couple of figures. The ship is maybe about 200 feet behind you. A couple of figures come off the front deck and seem to throw a large, traditionally sized, cartoon sort of style anchor off the edge of the ship. Before you can think, that's strange, why are they anchoring? As soon as the anchor touches the water, the ship sinks with it. The whole ship going down beneath the waves. Not to be seen.
We're on the ship.
We're on the other ship. We're on the Intrepid. That's the Chiron's Bane.
Okay.
Don't normally
I'm
do
up.
that.
Yeah,
Is
I'm
that
up.
a normal ship thing?
What was that?
Is that a normal ship thing? Or she's
No.
gonna, like, toy-
This is not a normal ship thing, no.
If I'm in the crow's
It's a
nest,
submarine
is
thing.
MD with me?
Nope, you're by yourself in the crow's nest.
Kind of watching that. I'd just be
You
like,
see the bubbles obviously bubbling up, and you sort of look and see there's no driftwood, there's no bodies, there's nothing that's indicate that it's just had an issue and sank randomly.
I'd just be like, fucking magic. And then he'll just go back to looking like elsewhere, and he'll be like, no wonder in his head, he'd be like, no wonder a fucking large ship like that relies on stealth because it goes underwater.
Somebody's more Pirates of the Caribbean.
We only watched the first one a couple of weeks ago, right? No, but no offense, I had this idea for it. Again, it is based, like a lot of my stuff in this fucking thing, from popular references, and The Dutchman has always been like a favourite of mine. The Kyron's Bane has always been able to do that. That's not just because I watched Pirates recently. That's been a thing for ages.
Start counting up how many Pirates references there is to Shadows of Fear.
It's good though. I literally wrote in my notes before you said that the Kyron's Bane can sink into the ocean like the Flying Dutchman.
That's literally what she can do. It's called, basically, you'll find this out eventually, it's called the Anchor of the Deep, where it gets thrown over water, the ship then goes with it, and instead of sailing using wind, it sails using ocean currents, and all the crew breathe water on them during the duration of this anchor is active. So yeah.
So, I'll be stealing that later.
Good luck, strict boy. But there is that sort of moment when the whole crew of the Intrepid are like, huh, okay. And then work resumes as normal as you guys begin to then push out into the distance. The horizon waiting for you. Adventure waiting for you. Danger waits for you.
Just as a kind of note, who is the god or goddess of the sea or the world?
Is it like, I know Inertial Man's Poseidon, but I don't know what the D&D equivalent of Poseidon is.
D&D is Umberly, basically.
Umberly.
Yeah.
Then yeah, Umberly. Yeah, it's just the normal pantheon. It's just the standard pantheon.
Falcorus being one that is not connected to any gods and just passing by, just kind of say a little prayer, not anything formality, but we'll just be like, Umberly, if you're listening, the rest of the gods seem to be anxious. We're on our way to fix it. Give us safe passage. And he'll just go with the waves after that.
Mm-hmm. And the waves keep on coming.
Fucking bitch.
A lightning bolt hits the crow's nest. Well, with adventure now ahead, can I get one of my lovely players to roll me a d6 for me, please?
Ladies first.
Alright, who's going to take blame?
Who's going to take blame? Chris says nobly. Andy, nominate Taylor.
Listen, I don't know you were going to say that. Okay.
I think
No,
Taylor's
Taylor's
done
tribute.
pretty good before, but I'm willing to do it. Why not?
Is Taylor rolling? I can see something happening there.
Okay, Taylor's doing it.
Taylor's doing it.
D6,
Just no
wasn't it?
modifier, just a straight d6. Yep.
Nice.
5.
5. Thank you very much. Let's see what we have here then. Okay, dokie. You sail on. I need to change the music. Don't want that one.
I want, see when this campaign's over and done me, I want a compilation of you making that noise.
Sea Shanty 2 time, please.
The first couple of days pass you fairly uneventfully. There's nothing that really catches... Where's the fucking chains?
I mean, there's chains on the ship, right? Sure.
No, it's sailing a ship, yeah, so it is the right ambience, yeah.
Putting up the anchor and stuff.
Mm-hmm. That just keeps going up and down, it's weird. First couple of days pass fairly uneventfully. The weather unfortunately doesn't let up. The rain still pours and falls from the sky above you. One night, you're all taking rest. And for course, you've come out of the crow's nest just to catch some sleep. It's one of the things, you've been on duty all day maybe. it's been a very boring few couple of days. You had that initial adventure of, oh, we're doing this is awesome, but then traveling at sea is different from traveling on land. Traveling on land, you're constantly looking out for the immediate surrounding points, ambush points, travelers that you can bump across. The sea, there's nothing. There's you and the crew, and that's kind of it besides the open ocean. So one night, as you're all sleeping, you're all rudely awoken by the sound of the alarm bell in the crow's nest ringing violently, and the sound of whoever's on watch yelling.
Be rushing out and pulling out my sword and getting ready for whatever the fuck is going on.
So it's still raining?
It is still raining, yep. Like the obscured bitch. You make your way to the top deck, and again, weapons drawn. Not just yourselves, obviously, the Twilight Company, but other sailors as well, including Ivanesh. His large, basically, knuckle duster is ready for a swing. But there's nothing. There's nothing on the deck. There's nothing. The water's immediately around you. And Ivanesh calls up to the individual in the crow's nest to come down and explain what the fuck he's just done. And the crew member comes down, and they look white and they look shaken. What the fuck did you see? Why did you ring the bell? There's nothing here. I swear. Out there, I saw it. A large skeleton, a whale. A skeletal whale. And it came right up to the boat, and then it sank again. Ivanesh just sort of folds his arms a little bit, then looks towards the water once more. Right. Ivanesh, I swear, on me mam's life, I saw it.
Is this something that maybe comes from the Shadowfell? Is that in your waters?
There are many things in our waters, but I have never heard of a skeleton whale.
Maybe tried to ghost whale once and it was just a regular whale.
This weren't regular. I could see right through it. Like ribs and everything.
And how close did it get?
Oh, right up to the edge of the boat, without touching it, basically.
All right. If everybody can keep a lookout to the sides, I guess. I'll go to Crow's Nest and see if I can see any sort of sign of this. And of course we'll start heading off and start claiming the Crow's Nest.
Do you have dark vision?
Yes, as an elf, I do.
Fair enough. You have to come with half elves get that or not.
Yes.
Fair. Will you keep watch? As to some of the other crew, anybody else wants to try anything with this, or do anything?
Could I peer over the side and use my divine sense? And no, I don't have dark vision.
No, I don't have vision.
Half this part of your elves.
Sure. Let me just double check something there then. So yes, covers 60 feet if I'm not mistaken here.
Yeah, so it's half with dark vision, I think. Without dark vision.
It's just extending your sense, isn't it?
Yeah.
It doesn't actually go for your awareness to text. Yeah, it doesn't say anything about dark vision. That's all fine. It's just in the sphere around you, sort of thing.
I don't know if it changes anything, but I think it's actually related by scent, not sight.
It says the presence of strong evils register in your senses like a noxious odor, or a powerful rings like heavenly music in your ears. So it's just like how we interpret it, sort of thing.
Any sense? Okay, fair enough.
Yeah, any sense really that makes it work. You do get a ping. It's very faint, almost as if you're getting in the sensory sort of explanation, like someone's walked past with a plate of food, and the smell is just fading away as they walk past you. But the food must be rotten. You get the ping on that feeling that something undead was close to you.
Oh, I'll just call out. All right, the kid's not lying. It definitely was an undead whale, I think.
See, I told you all. I told you I wasn't lying. Enough. We believe you. Sorry, sir. Everybody keep watch. Be on your guard. Those who cannot fight get some sleep. It is clearly not attacking us right now.
At that point, can I say to Elril that I know how to attack animals on land, but not in the sea? Can I go to bed?
Yeah, scimitars will work just fine underwater. But if you plan on using any arrows, you're at a disadvantage.
I don't think I own a bow.
Don't we?
Perhaps if it comes to the surface, I can jump on and stab.
Well, I wouldn't recommend that. I got swallowed once.
Just once.
Yeah, just the once. Horrific ordeal, to be fair.
It'd be pretty
I think
hard
it
to
would be
get
a good
swallowed
guess.
if he's got rib cage.
But I'm just saying,
It would be a
you
good
want
story
it
to
to
tell
come
my...
to us. You don't want to go to it.
Yeah, it would be a good story to tell my children. Perhaps I will.
You little demon children.
I better be human
Yep.
children. Or elf children.
No, they'll be elven children. My kids have got dark vision.
You all, again, those that want to or are willing to, alongside some of the crew, take watch. 10 minutes pass, which bleeds into half an hour, which goes into an hour, 2 hours. Nothing comes back. When it gets to like the 2 and a bit hour mark, you can see Ivanesh completely lets his guard down. Go back to skeleton crew, pardon joke. Everybody who doesn't need to get sleep. Now. And you can see some of the crew members. Yes, Ivanesh. And you all, those that don't need to be on deck now, skulk away back to their hammocks.
Of course, being half elven and doesn't have to have, 8 hours of sleep, will stay across this and help keep a watch.
Not a problem at all. And you do. Keep more of a watch. And you do get to watch as it's quite a different experience watching the sun rise in the morning out at sea. Where you can sort of see. You don't have to wait for mountains to move or trees to bend in the wind. It just rises unimpeded, uninterrupted. Until it does get swallowed up by dark grey clouds above. But there's something nice about it. Something different. You imagine on a clear day, it'll be even better. But in the light of day, there's still no signs of this creature, this whale. And the morning duties roll on through. You see Ivanesh relays the information to the captain what happened during the night. As she now takes her shift, basically Ivanesh gets some sleep, being up all night on his watch. And the day rolls through. Noon comes, lunch is served.
I think just these kind of travelings.
Yeah.
Eleanor's going to be spending a lot of time reading and what looks like to everyone else that he's having a heated argument with a longsword from time to time.
I keep forgetting you got that fucking sword. What are these
Like-
arguments about? Like, what are you like?
So he's asking genuine questions about maybe what she knows about Aria, what things that could be useful, but also things at the same time that's a little bit of just morbid curiosity. Like, I think one thing in particular would be if she lived before the Raven Queen ascended and reached her apotheosis.
He was alive at the same time. She hadn't got her own powers, or hadn't come to her own full potential yet, but she was there when the Raven Queen was mortal and ascended to godhood. She saw the ripples through the churches and the temples it caused. She firsthand witnessed what was initially deemed to be a cult transform into a full-founded religion. She's got her own personal feelings. Some are good, some are quite bad about the Raven Queen, but ultimately, feelings aside, the Raven Queen does a duty and does do it. So opinions aside, she serves her purpose, and it is a needed one, like it or
Does
not.
she have any thoughts on how she ascended?
No, but the sword would like to know that. But you do get to the conversation at some point about Alria. How does that conversation go? How do you start that one off, if you don't mind me asking, Elril?
I think this one day he sets the sword gently on a chair and he just lays the map down in front of it.
As you sort of do that, before you can ask the sword or speak to the sword any questions, a couple of the crewmates walk past and see you sit the sword in the chair and lay a map out in front of it. They sort of double take, and one goes to ask something, the other one goes, no, come on, just leave it, buddy. And just ushers him away, sort of thing.
So I presume that we're landing here. I'll point to where we've planned the landing point to be.
Which is basically, again, for context, what Aria looks like. It's basically 3 islands. There are 2 large islands that are known as the lungs, as they sort of represent that 2 sort of lung-shaped islands. And then the middle one, which is a small island, which is in the middle of the 2, separated by ocean, is a very round on the map. And you guys have been told, I'm pretty sure anyway, that basically this land was once whole. What is the middle island was an active volcano that had such a powerful eruption it split the land in 3, with the volcano being the centerpiece and breaking in half the 2 islands. If you're looking at the map, top down, the left-hand island is what is actually known as Alria. It is inhabited by people. It's where all the civilization is. The middle island is what's called the 5 Quarters of Slee, which is the capital of Alria, and that's where all the businesses, you have the different districts, that are set up. You have the human district, the dwarves, the elven, the dragonborn have a presence there. Then the top of the volcano, where the 5th quarter is, they call it, is where the council actually does its business, inside the top of the old extinct volcano. The right side island is overrun with a magical forest that can't be cut back. And because it's so aggressively growing, no one sets foot there. Well, no one settles there. Adventurers come and adventurers go to all the time, as there are beasts out there, but no one settles on that island permanently.
And we also know about the fact that the entity in the sword, was the one that caused the explosion.
Yes.
Just as a note, in case anybody's forgotten that.
Yeah. So when I say that he's arguing with the sword, he is kind of holding our feet to the fire about the state of Aria to an extent. But yeah, so I think he wants to just spend some time with the sword, trying to identify places where the final say might be hiding out. I'm assuming the council and the 5 Quarters of Slee in the middle of a volcano is a very cliche final stand, but
Villain's lair, boys. It's a volcano.
Interesting enough, the sword She does. She doesn't like talking about Aria. There's no two ways about it. It makes her uncomfortable in various ways, understandably knowing what she did. I don't think the final say would be bothered with the council, and someone like him's got more bigger, loftier goals. You should turn your eyes to the hub city called Drek on the mainland, named after the Titan that they killed.
Is this Drek? Was it a holy city of sorts?
Quite. It is the main religious hub in Aurea. Pilgrims from all across the world, though, will travel to it. Here you will find the grand and the great temples, to all the major pantheons and some of the smaller ones too. It is built beneath the body of a Titan. The Titan going by the name of Drek. When he was fell, the city took his name and spun it into a religious symbol of iconography of hope, in irony against him. He himself set to lay waste to the gods, break the gates, smash them open. So it was only fitting and irony to rename a religious city after him, in those gods' name.
Sounds smash the Divine Gate.
The very same.
Can you describe this type to me?
Well,
What did it
he
look
was
like?
known as the Beast. Large. Too large to really put into proportions and words. You'd have to see it to believe it. Rocky figure, 6 legs.
And I'm assuming this sounds like the creature Falcor has described.
You can draw some conclusions if you so wish.
Eve, I think you've helped us find our hiding. Back into the glove.
Say it so sinisterly.
No, not the glove!
As you're having this conversation, you put the sword back in the glove.
I was joking
It's-
about that, because I would probably, because she helped me out, I would strap her to the back.
Give us some outside time.
Yeah.
As you're having this
Positive
conversation,
reinforcement.
you are all just doing your own thing. Some inside, some outside. Obviously, you felt, Elril, sorry, you're inside having this conversation with the sword in private. The rest of you can be wherever you would like to be. Actually, before we do this, Azraelian, can you make me a Constitution saving throw, please? Now we're out in the open water, and have it now for a couple of days. See how that tum-tum is faring.
That's a 17. It's not
17.
bad.
There are
Yeah.
a couple of times, even with a 17, that you do feel lunch and dinner come up a little bit. And there's even like one point one of the nights where you sort of feel like I might need to run to the railing, but you don't. You don't run, and you hold strong, keeping down your constitution. There are points though you haven't quite got your sea legs yet. As much as you're able to not be sick, now and again there's the rocking of the waves and the ship that goes with it. Now and again does throw you off balance a little bit, off kilter, but nothing to make you go sprawling across any decks or anything else like that. Just now and again you sort of take a little step and the ship floor isn't there anymore, and you're falling, touch the wall to hold your balance, but nothing past that point. Adar is very much the same as you. Now and again her big paws will just sort of slip on the decking or whatever the case may be. And there's one time where, as you're trying to lie in bed one night, you do hear as little Adar throws up a little bit. Unfortunately, not doing too well.
Oh, my baby.
But as Elro, you're wrapping up this conversation, Falcor, are you still in the crow's nest, are you? Or you
Well, wherever you think. Falcors will spend the
You tell
majority
me.
of his time up with the crow's nest.
Okay. You all suddenly feel the ship lurch, as if someone, for lack of a better term, has applied a handbrake to it. The ship gets rocked from the front, the bow, and a few things and a few people even go not flying forward, but whoa, stumbling forward as the ship all of a sudden hits something.
If I was on the crow's nest, did I see anything in the waters just before it?
I would say not before it, no.
Do I see anything in
I
it
would
now?
say you let your guard down, obviously, not knowing what's been around that stuff. You let your guard down a little bit, maybe hiding on the tarpaulin from the rain. But as you feel this lurch, and you all hear the bang and the thud that vibrates through the wooden hull around you. Can I get you to make a perception check for me, please, Falcoris?
Do I make it with advantage?
Yep. Well, if you was to use a spyglass, look at the front of the water, actually say no, because it's too close.
No?
But...
Okay. If it's a no, then it's a 15.
Yep, 15. There's something large in front of the ship right now.
Obviously, remembering the conversation and
Under
the
the
stuff that happened
water,
before, could I see if it's skeletal? Could I see if it's bones?
Peering through, you do get that impression that it is something large and skeletal in front of you. That
Falcor
sort of just placed its body in front of the ship.
will do the thing of down the ladders. He's not going to actually go down step by step. He will literally just side it and whoosh.
You do that thing where it's oh fuck, was it one of the Dark Souls game where you had like the metal hat that ding 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 all the way down the rung.
That'll be the sword, the elven sword that I have to the side now that doesn't do anything. My actual sword as I go all the way down. But as I hit the bottom, I'll be like, might be that skeletal whale.
At that point, the crew sort of jumps to life. At that point, I will say as well, you know, there's the alarm bell up on the crow's nest as well that you'd probably ring.
Oh yeah, the
before you
rang
get
up
down.
first. Yeah.
Yeah. And the whole crew once more, even those that are sleeping on the night shift, they spring up, and everyone sort of floods up to the top deck. And the captain, beg your pardon, he also steps forward and draws both her rapiers and sort of approaches the bow. And she peers over. And then as she peers over, there's a large splash as all of a sudden from the water itself, what is a gargantuan skeletal whale emerges from the water in like that breach that whales do sort of thing. It carousels a little bit before on its back it slams back into the water again as gravity takes it. Can you all make a perception check for me, please, as this whale does this action in front of you all?
25.
25.
I love having a
8.
plus 10 modifier. So good.
Oh no, Wash isn't having a good time. What was it?
Unnatural one.
Oh,
Oh no. Oh, buddy.
Unnatural one?
Yeah, as in
You got
2
negative
minus 1. Yeah, I've got -1 perception.
Oh, buddy boo. Elril,
19.
19. Azraelian,
8. Yes, 8.
and Lavender, lastly. But by no means Leslie.
Perception 22.
Please. 22, well done. Those that get above a 16, you see obviously the sight of this whale carouseling and breaching in front of you. What those that get that roll do see though, it's even more strange than what the sight before you even is to begin with. I don't know if you noticed, I had to Google this before we did this game, that when it comes to a whale's skull, the bottom jaw is obviously the bottom jaw and there's nothing underneath. There is just, obviously, gap. In the bottom jaw, there seems to be straps, and what looks to be a saddle or a harness. And what looks to be a mer person sitting upon it. Before the whale then crashes back under the waves again, disappearing.
well, seeing that, I'll call
Alright,
out.
that's just metal as fuck.
Yeah, it's metal fuck. Falcoris will call out, There's riders! They have riders!
Not a problem. And again, you see a lot of the crew begin to like get their own bows and arrows ready, whatever weapons they may have, drawing their own swords. Does anybody else want to prepare or do anything in this moment?
Can I sit hammer ready at the kind of like 1 foot up on the deck,
Yep.
sort of railing?
Absolutely,
waiting?
you can do. Absolutely, you can do.
I like to think Elrill's just making his way to the top deck, and after hearing Falcora shout that, I'll say, "Wait, they haven't attacked us yet."
They stopped our ship, Elru! Get ready
Maybe
for
you wanna
attack!
talk? Oh, I'll keep myself at the ready, but
Is there any kind of motion of... excuse me. Is there any kind of motion of, like, as if they're saddling up to talk? I've got a funny feeling not, but...
Hard to tell. There you saw the flash of this whale breach, and you did see the rider, obviously, but then you can't tell what their intentions are. They stopped the ship, they breached in front of you, but have made no attack against the ship, unless you see stopping it an attack.
Question.
Answer?
I know obviously Wash didn't see fuck all as usual, but
Oh, buddy.
could the people who did see something tell if the rider was also undead? Or was it?
Ooh, good question. I would say you can ask or see with Falcoris. When you say they're riders, you can probably ask Falcoris if they're undead. Can you make Falcoris probably an investigation check in your memory to see if you think they are undead? This mer person.
Sure, I don't think my investigation is great. Well, it's not bad, it's +3. That is an
Or anybody
11.
else that saw? 11. Anybody else that saw as well? So I think that was Lavender and also Elleril. I don't think... No, I was only going 8, so yeah, just you 3 as well. Or you 2, sorry.
30.
30, fucking hell.
Expertise in investigation. Let's go.
And Lavender as well, if you can make an investigation check for me, please. Fucking 30, man.
I've got a +12 to
That's
it.
disgusting.
I rolled 18.
Only a 10 for me.
10. Falcoris and Lavender, you guys aren't too sure. You guys just saw like the definitive flash of a mer tail that identifies them as that race with a humanoid body. You couldn't tell though, as they had seem to have be wearing clothes, what gender they may be. Elleril, you're convinced. Again, all you could see was the tail, but it looks to be healthy. Best you can obviously never really meeting a merfolk before, but it didn't look skeletal, degraded, or decomposed. Sorry. You believe that they, you believe are alive. Well, obviously, unfortunately, most certainly not, but...
Oh, really that. Anyone speak
Does anyone speak fish?
I can speak whale.
we cannot speak whale.
The whale, the undead whale with no ears.
My name is Aswaleon. I can speak whale.
Oh,
As whale,
no.
fuck off.
Roll a
Until
death
next
save
week,
right
guys. Bye, guys.
Emil breaches again, crushes Israelian.
Specifically.
Of course, we'll probably go to one of the sides, either starboard or not, wherever he's closer to, essentially, and be ready for attack. And he will kind of shout out, like, "Hold! Just wait!"
And not long afterwards, to the opposite side of you, Falcoris, just because fuck you, the whale once again re-emerges. But this time it sort of breaches, but nowhere near as like high as it done last time. It more just sort of rises up next to the ship once more. But again, next to the ship, not against the ship. Keeping maybe about 10, 15 feet gap, so pretty close, but not against it. And you can see now it stays above the water, like the top half of the skeleton visible. You can see there's this glowing green aura that sort of hangs around the skeletal frame. And in the eye sockets, there is this like crackling electrical energy that between like the eye hole of the skeleton, the bone, these jolts of green bolts flash through, reaching the other side of the eye socket.
Rush
And then,
over,
sure enough,
rush over to that side and try and shout at the rider.
Mm-hmm.
Did I go pirate? Nah. Like, oh, hoy there! No, I'm not joking.
Sponge boy me bob.
I'll just run over and be like, you friend or foe?
The rider turns towards you in a feminine voice, which again, all my women in D&D sound the same, so apologies. That depends on your answer.
I was there one asking, but we're just trying to pass through, so friend.
And there's this pause that just hangs before the whale dips back under the waves again. But you guys can watch as it stays very close to the surface, only just going beneath the bottom of the boat, and then re-emerging at the other side again, in the same sort of halfway position. Where are you going?
Aurea! Fucking having to run across the ship again to fucking... You're at it.
And why would you go there?
To free it of its current captor.
Interesting. Not many ships go that way now.
Don't blame them.
No. There's been a lot of activity on these waves as of late.
Other ships
Plenty.
appearing out of nowhere.
How do you know?
Because we've heard there's an invasion coming from the Shadowfell, if you know where that is.
Nope.
Another plane of existence. But right now we need to capture somebody else who's far more important and more damaging to this world, who sits in Aurea. That's where we're headed. If you can let us pass.
There's dangers that lay ahead in these waves.
I'm hoping you're not one of them.
I could be.
You get that? I mean, impressive.
He is. She gestures to the whale that's around her.
We want no strife, no trouble. We just want to pass. And we'll come across whatever other dangers there is.
My homes are concerned with what happens with your surface waves. Has ripples down in our deep oceans. Invading forces from foreign lands. Planes of existence, you say? Unheard of?
Yes.
Unknown? We don't know what threat they bring. This ship doesn't look normal. I don't like this place. I don't like what I see before me.
The threat is for inland. If you know Pathor, that's fucking Immersive Realms. Jeez, that's in my head. No, it's bleeding through. Karos, are you doing? No.
What is going on tonight, man?
Laurenfall. Laurenfall, if you know where that is, if you know our names that we give our lands, they're invading for there.
And what you will do about it?
We have defenses.
Because if you're going to Aurea, she points in a direction off to her right-hand side, basically.
Yeah.
But the invading force is over there.
We've got defenses. We've got people ready to fight for it. But we need to capture somebody else. I presume you know of the disturbances in Aurea.
Oh, the what in Aurea, sorry?
The disturbances.
Sorry. We saw the fleeing ships. We heard the fires and the screams and the burning. We saw the undead rise.
that's our mission, to stop the person that's on there causing so much damage, and then we'll focus on the other side. We have full trust in our defences on land for this invading force to hold off while we deal with this other problem. Like I said, we just want to pass, no problems.
And can you give word that the deep sea people like myself will not be affected?
Full honesty, I cannot give you my word on that, because I have no idea what kind of things affect your people down there. But I can give you my word that we will not intentionally attack you or try to upset you.
The warships on the surface summon our war efforts down below. Be warned.
Understood.
The whale sinks under the surface again, then rises up to the other side, as it had beforehand. And the mer woman just looks at, not just you guys, obviously, but the whole crew, back and forth. The captain, your captain, is in awe of this. You're not sure if in a good way or bad way, sort of thing, how much you know she is of this sight before you all. I am Harry, and this is Mormuth.
Harry and Mormuth. Pleasure to meet
We will
you.
be watching.
I'm for Cora Silverin.
And we will be watching.
Understood. I appreciate you.
I am cautious about you.
You've
And
got
that the whale takes a large dip again
this
into
is
the ocean.
just as they're going. I'll be like, "You've got the right to." Thank you. As they disappear under the water.
Mm-hmm.
And then, of course, we'll wait a few, like...
The whale doesn't come back.
And then just look at the captain, like... Presume that means we've got the go-ahead. Do we have ways of sending message back to the homeland?
We have messengers, yeah? Send the sendings.
Okay, tell them what they've just told us about the force being... I presume she gave us a slight direction of where the invading force was, because she said invading force is that way.
And she's basically pointed towards her left-hand side, so that'd be like east for you guys, yeah?
Yeah, then I would be obviously saying, like, send that message back. That's where we've got word that there's ships appearing.
Perfect. Not a problem at all. And with that, the crew are like, I fucking told you! Whales! Undead whale! I was right!
It's over, man.
They're in the goddamn walls, man!
They're in the goddamn whales.
They're in the goddamn whales.
I'll
Good night. Good night. I thought mine was bad.
I'll pat his shoulder and just be like, wait until you see spider dragons. And then I'll...
Spider what? Fantastic. And the day bleeds forward into the night and transitions. Can I get someone else now, apart from Lavender, to roll a d6 again for me, please?
I'll do it.
On you go, buddy. If you get a 5, obviously, we'll skip that
I got
one.
a 2.
A 2, you say?
Yeah.
Cool.
Don't do that.
The following couple of days, nothing happens again. You're approaching the 1 week mark of being at sea and traveling. I need to get this music turned off, actually. It's a bit intense, isn't it, guys? The rain has finally eased, much to a lot of your reliefs. Feeling as if you can, just exist unimpeded by the water that falls from above, not just the one that rides up from below. And the waves, generally speaking, calm as well. They're not quite as bumpy as whatever storm and weather front was above you, pushing against the water below, has eased and subsided slightly. And Wash, as you were sort of standing there one day, just looking out into the distance, in the far horizon, you see initially what you perceive to be a ship with a sail off in the distance. The Intrepid is a fast ship, and you draw closer quicker. Can I get you to make a sight-based perception check? For them, I won't specify with you anymore.
You
Have Die Hard.
How
perception
dare
check
you.
for me, please. Don't roll then.
Callum, if
that's
you're
a
just
9.
sneeze somewhere.
What was it, sorry?
That's a 9.
A
Claudia
9.
just hears what's going on.
Glad through the distance, sort of his ears twitch a little bit. A 9. It's weird. It seems to be whatever it is, very flat. Bar this sail. And a few little, what look to be just jutty out bits that rise up a little bit. It's a ramshackled mess that's in the ocean. You swear on the sail as well, there's something written on it, but you can't quite make it out.
Just call up to the inevitable Falcoris in the crow's nest.
There's
Oi!
probably yeah.
Fuck's that?
What's going on, Wash? What? I don't know.
Fuck is that?
I will get the spyglass out and have a look.
Yep. Make a perception check with advantage, please.
Ooh, a natural 1 and a natural 20.
Oh.
So that would be for
there
the
we go.
30.
What you see initially with a natural 1, you were taking the snap, as you sort of say there, and Wash has had to basically get his hammer and bang the bottom of the mast, the vibration coming up to wake you up, sort of thing. And you pick up the spyglass, but it's the wrong way round, and you can't see fuck all. Oh shit! Turn it around with a natural 20. What you see is indeed, it seems to be a ramshackle thrown together mess of wood, what's probably from salvaged ships and driftwood that's just been gathered. There is one large central sail. Well, I say central, it's slightly off the side of where the middle should be. Written across it in messy black text is Salesborough. Sales spelt with a Z.
And bruh, as in B-R-U-H?
Like borough. Like borough. Salesborough.
Salesborough.
And what you see, Falcoris, just to really paint the picture of Salesborough for you, are goblins. You see a bunch of goblins, but there's also signs, all of which somehow all these words are spelled incorrectly one way or the other. Traders welcome. We sell goods.
They are a floating merchant ship. Like goblins.
You have found Salesborough.
Seeing this and just like looking through the glass and for a second, like just staring at it, like, what the fuck? And then snapping to him, like, goblins have created a raft that's for trading.
You see Ivanesh sort of comes up and he's not with you, Falcoris. He was sort of sad notes to Wash and sort of peers off in the distance.
Wash is buckled over laughing.
Are they something to be mocked?
Have you ever heard of a fucking goblin that can, 1, sail a ship, 2, sell anything for their lives?
No.
Exactly,
a
that's why
goblin?
it's funny. Oh, even better. It's just like kind of, that wheezing where you try to breathe and it just keeps getting funnier, that sort of thing.
Yeah, just the more you sort of saying it, the more you find it funny, sort of thing.
I mean, as hilarious as this is, they might actually have either trash, which I think is probably most likely, but they could have something good on them.
We need potions. They might have some.
If you think a goblin hasn't gone and drank anything that looks vaguely like food, I admire your optimism.
Well, what we
It
can
looks
do
like
is
they're
that.
just taking things from wrecks, to be honest. They might not know what they have.
Shall I approach and saddle up next to them? This Salesborough?
I think it's a good idea and maybe prep the cannons just in case it's an ambush.
Yeah, keep a distance.
I'm sure I could sink this ship with one really heavy blow, if I'm honest. So I don't think the cannons are necessary. But if you want to put them so you're a little bit more at ease, that's fine.
I'll
I suppose so the overkill is a good threat in case we want to just take anything we want without paying. A little bit of piracy.
Equip a couple of cannons. Ivanesh goes downstairs basically, and he starts just yelling out orders quite loudly that you swear the goblins probably hear him about getting the cannons ready. But you can see as well as you get closer in Salesborough, there is a makeshift jetty sort of bit where this part of the ship sticks out a little bit longer than the rest of it does, but it's not in the most streamlined position where it should be the front and the back of the ship. It's at the side, like the port side, so the ship really just keeps sailing squint as it moves. But there is this makeshift jetty, and the Intrepid does indeed, with Ivanesh going back to the wheel, anchor up next to it, initially keeping a distance, but enough that your gangplank can go through. And as the Intrepid drops anchor next, you can see a bunch of goblins like waving happily to see you all.
Can I, just as we're approaching, ritual cast detect magic?
You certainly have. What's the range of detect magic?
What is the range of detect magic? That is a good question.
Thank you.
The 30 feet?
Yeah,
30 feet?
I think so, yeah. Hang on.
The actual doesn't say.
Maybe
It just
60.
says that it's a sphere, a self of you, for 30 feet.
30 feet. Perfect.
Is that radius?
Yeah.
It lasts for a wee bit as well, doesn't it? It's not just a
10
one and done
minutes.
thing.
Concentration.
10 minutes.
Yeah, concentration up to 10.
Thank you very much. So you begin to cast this, and as you sort of do saddle up and the ship begins to move the gangplank to land against Salesborough, you do get a ping of something magical on this ramshackled vessel.
I'll just whisper to Falcoris and Wash. And if everyone else is beside me as well.
Yeah,
so that the
everyone's with you,
goblins don't know that I know there's something magical on board.
As you sort of drop the gangplank and the ship drops the gangplank, you can see that the goblins sort of part way for a goblin with a big staff and a pirate's hat, traditional sense, that's actually just too big for him, that he keeps having to sort of lift up and push forward. And he sort of beckons, "Welcome, travellers, to Salesborough."
So,
I've got the image of Spaceballs in my head.
I'm Captain Strange Teeth, leader of this ragtag motley crew. Happy to trade.
what do you trade in?
Whatever. Gold doesn't really have much use out here on the high seas. We trade in food, supplies, shinies, whatever you deem valuable. Come, come.
Okay, I'll follow. I'll follow him, but I'm going to try and keep an eye out for whatever I got this ping from.
As you go down the gangplank, Eliril, you also pick up a second ping of a second magical item on this raft somewhere.
Great.
Do you all follow suit?
Yes.
Yes.
Why not? Wash
Louder?
is still trying not to laugh, by the way.
Would you like to embark in Salesborough?
I think I'm good for now. I'm gonna stay right here.
Can I just ask as well? Captain Strange Teeth, or whatever the fuck he's called, yeah?
Yep.
Does he
Strange
have normal
yep.
teeth?
He's got perfectly normal for a goblin teeth, yeah. A couple are missing,
Of
but
course he does. Of course he does. Oh, Jesus.
now, as you guys, apart from Lavender, obviously, who's electing to stay behind just now, guard the ship up. Salesborough smells funny, to begin with. Not overly pleasant, but not the worst smelling place. It's not as bad as a sewer or anything else like that, but there's an overwhelming smell of like fish, a bit of piss here and there, spilled beer, a bit stale air just sort of hangs around Salisbury. Now and again when you're walking down, one of the wooden planks you'll just sort of step on, you realise it's just loosely tied in, and you step and sort of sink into the water a little bit before as you put your foot, the wood floats back up again. This is just held together by rope twine, which is probably splitting in various areas. You can see the sail of Salisbury is tattered and ruined, probably old. Looks to be a bunch of sails that have been stitched together. And in the middle, you can see what you sort of saw sticky out bits are actually small, like traditionally sized and shaped goblin huts that are the homes of the residents here. And you see there's probably about 12, 13, 14 goblins that make Salisbury their home. And the captain, Strange Teeth, friends, we've got guests. Bring the loot. And they all sort of go into their houses, and before they sort of bring boxes, containers of random knickknacks, trivia, and items towards the center. And Elora, you do feel that ping. In two of these boxes separately, two of these items are getting brought towards you all.
Can I just nod? Just whoever's next to me, just nod at one of the boxes, and then towards the other one as well. Subtly.
You do that subtly,
discreetly as I can.
Mm-hmm.
Now, obviously, we've got many things to trade, many good things. We've got foods, dried rations, a lot of fish. We've got some shiny knickknacks. We've got everything but gold. Gold doesn't really have value here.
Do you have a Boblin the Goblin for sale?
No. I've got Noblin the Goblin, though.
How about if we make a good deal, we can introduce them to our crew?
What, we go on your boat?
No, we just Noblin.
Oh. Well, it's a stuffed toy, so if you want to, yeah.
Yeah, I want that.
You want, sure. What have you got to trade for Noblin the Goblin?
I'll pull out a heavy crossbow.
Oh, fuck! Weapons! Yeah, that'll do!
And he grabs from your hands the heavy crossbow, then rummages through the box and pulls out what is a stuffed toy teddy bear of a very badly stitched together goblin.
Here he is. Your very own Noblin the Goblin.
And he's got like a little red t-shirt. It's like Winnie the Pooh, but a fucking goblin version.
I kind of want...
like in campaign talk.
I mean, a crossbow. You can't have a crossbow without bolts, right?
Yeah, silly me, I forgot. Sorry, me, Simon got the better of me.
Let me have a look around and I'll see if I can give you some bolts for...
Oh,
or
sure.
something.
I won't lie though. What I would really like is some. If you have any spare, is some rope.
You got some rope? I've got
Yeah.
rope.
Salisbury's kind of falling to shit a little bit in some corners. We need to sort of bring the boat back together again. We lost the West Wing the other week. Poor sods. Hope they're
feel like-
alright.
My 50 feet of hempen rope.
Oh, that's a lot of rope you got there, boy.
Come on, handy. Well, let me have a look around, see if there's anything I want for her, okay?
Alright.
I'll just, not beeline, but like,
Yeah.
very nonchalant, make my way over to the first box I got a pen.
You find the first box is filled with, as you sort of mentioned, a lot of dried meats. A lot of them are mainly like dried fish that has been prepared fairly nicely. You know, all credit where it's due, sort of thing. It's goblin cooking, but you know what? It is preserved nicely. A lot of salted fish, preserved and dried. You then move to the next one, where the woman, the female goblin, introduce you to like various cutlery sets with one magical item. It's not spoon of good eating. She swears that using the spoon make all food taste better and make you feel hungry or filled for longer. Sorry. You then move.
How does the spoon look? Does the spoon look nice?
Oh, it's just a whittled wooden spoon. You know.
Oh, that's not what I'm interested in.
You then move to the third box, which does have one of these magical items in it, and you sort of rummage through the other trinkets that this goblin's sort of saying. Again, same thing where these are all magical rare items that any would-be adventurer would want, and you're sort of sifting through knowing that he's trying to, hack you off a little bit. But he does then come to a compass that is definitely giving a magical ping.
This one here, when you put some soil, some stones, some grass of a piece of land,
And he flips it open. You can see there's basically a normal-looking compass with 2 dials, a small one and a large one. You realize quickly the small one is pointing to magnetic north at all times, but this large one is sort of just aimlessly spinning around.
when you put soil in this container,
He spins the compass round, and there's a little sort of hatch in the back that opens.
put some dirt or from your land, and the big needle always points home. Always points where the land comes from.
Oh, that's interesting. I'll give you the rope for it.
Deal.
And he swaps it over to yourself. You now have the compass of the homesick. Let me just pop that into the handouts.
That's fun.
There is a rule where, again, I have specified, and you cannot put a person's belongings in the little capsule bit. It's only for land, so you can't find a person. It's just for land masses. You then meander through. Is anybody else doing anything whilst Elleril is sort of going through these boxes, trying to find out items and whatnot?
Can I look for a potion of seasickness for Adar?
You go around and you find someone who's selling what are definitely potions. They open a chest, and there's vials, all the same same color.
Yeah, they've got what? Yeah, I've got some here. Do you want to not be sick or to be sick?
I want to not be sick.
Right, so this one we're doing this all seawater.
And he closes it back over again. And he sort of goes around.
Now, I don't think it's the right one, but I've got this.
And he pulls it out, and you can immediately tell, being an adventurer, it's a standard potion of healing.
Okay. I will take.
What have you got?
What do you want?
What it's a trade. What can you offer?
Let me see. I've actually got 50 feet of rope. Then I'll add that. Okay, I've given the rope.
We all have
Boys.
50 feet of rope.
We're gonna go rescue the boys in the West Wing soon.
He
This is Matt's
happily...
plan, though. We're gonna need like 250 feet of rope.
It's fine. Lavender's still on the boat. We'll use her. 50 feet.
You trade your 50 feet of rope for this vial, and he does, as a goodwill gesture, he keeps insisting, give you the chest of 6 vials of seawater,
Okay.
because you've been so
Right.
kind.
I'm going to have fun with that.
Ellery,
Wrong
you-
character.
You make your way around again, and you find the one of the last ones you go to. It's a older goblin woman, and she only has the one box in front of her, and it's a long box, well, proportionally long for her. It'd been long for you, in all fairness, about 6 feet or so, and she's holding it up barely. And as you sort of come over, she gives you like a deep bow almost, and opens up the lid. And what you see, you can't help but inhale at. You see a bow. But impressively, the bow, you have the bowstring as per normal, but the actual bow itself is the top jaw of a great white shark's mouth. I'll pop a picture in handouts just now for reference.
You're just pulling
Send the
out all
handouts
the
just now.
creative shit today, huh? Jesus.
Listen, it's sales,
or
bro. I
something.
need to.
He's rented to you or some shit like that. Jesus.
What I've got here, if it tickles your fancy, is called the Bite of the Great White. This shark killed me grandpuppy, but we got him back. And we killed him, skinned him, and made him into various swords with his ribs, daggers with his other bits and bobs, many arrowheads with his teeth. But with the mouth we made this bow.
And it is magical. Excuse me. Oh, fucking goblin voices, man.
You're the one chosen.
Would you trade this for more rope?
She sort of looks towards the other goblins, and you can see they're almost sort of going subtly. Then one of them are just going.
I think I would accept rope, maybe, if you hadn't have anything else of high value. I'd be happy to part with this family heirloom, sir.
Douglas, do you have rope?
I've got rope.
I mean, I've got rope, but I think she wants something else.
How
I
many
can
of
give
your
you the bolts
daggers
too.
do you have left?
I've got a +1 longsword if you want it.
I only have one dagger left. It's not my spellbreaker dagger.
I feel that's a
Yeah,
lie.
I have. I had that longsword.
Do you extend the longsword towards her, or
Oh, actually, I've got this.
okay? You hand over
I-
the jar.
No, she's still the ship. I have this. It is a potion. It is a potion that will make your ship not go up in flames. It is a potion of fire resistance, which means you will not lose any more wings.
After the West Wing was broken off, it would be nice to make sure that this one doesn't burn down. 50 feet of rope and the potion of fire resistance, and you have a deal, son.
Why is he